Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Off the Record podcast. I'm Emma Gonzalez, and today I'm joined by two fellow coworkers of mine. You want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Raul Sansores. I'm the supervisor for the Community and Family Resource Center department here at AVPH. Been here going on 3 years now.
And,
My name is Tommy Reyes. I'm a workforce navigator. I've been here a year and a half.
okay. And how y'all doing today? How y'all
Pretty
feel?
good. Thank you.
Early in the morning, feeling a little tired. I forgot to eat breakfast, but we're going to push through. You know what I'm saying? And so for today's topic, we're just talking about the aspects of being a father and talking about fatherhood. And so first question being, I guess, how many kids do you guys have, bro?
Well, I have 3 older kids now. My kids are the baby is 23, just turned 23. My middle boy just turned 26, and then my eldest, she just turned 30 this year.
Okay. And Tommy?
And I have 4 boys. My oldest is 21. My other one he'll be 19. I have a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I have a daughter on the way.
Nice. Congratulations. Beautiful stuff. And so what has been like the most rewarding aspect of being a father? Whoever wants to go first.
Well, as much as it hurts, raising them and seeing them go off, it's that independence that you strive for as a father. We're not going to be here forever, but watching them grow and become independent and go off on their own, really proud of that. As much as it hurts to see them go,
right,
you still feel proud.
And I feel like people don't go into the aspect of like getting older, like how that feels. I think I didn't even realize, well, I'm not a father, so, but look from the outside looking in, I feel like, it's that unusual that people don't talk about getting older enough, like as if it doesn't affect the parent when it's like they don't show it all the time, but it does.
It just sneaks up on you, right?
Yeah.
And then Tommy,
For me, mine's a little different because I was incarcerated for 16 and a half years. So for me, it was just being able to have another chance at life and correcting my past mistakes, and then letting them know that your past doesn't dictate your future.
Right, exactly. And has AVPH has contributed?
It has taught me a lot.
Like in what ways have you
Being able to help the community and the kids that come through here that are in that type of lifestyle, to let them know that that's not the right one.
Right. Because I think I'm not. I don't think so, but me and my team here are in the youth department, and that's our whole thing is trying to sway people to maybe nudge them into a better direction than there's not just one route to do things, especially if you feel like you're down and out, there's hope.
Yeah.
Whether it be from agency, from family members, from the school. And so, I could relate into wanting to be bettering the youth in that way. And so how has fatherhood changed you guys as a person?
And as a person, I wasn't too much of a wild kid, but you do have your youth when you like to go out, like to spend the money, like to do
the independence.
The independence, yeah. But once you have a kid, you realize, wow, man, I have a responsibility to leave something for future for mankind, and that was pretty rewarding for me. Gave me a purpose. As a matter of fact, I was just speaking to my son, and he's doing pretty good. He's making good money, and he was telling me the other day, Dad, man, as much money as I'm making, it's not going to mean anything if I have no heirs. So he's thinking about the future too, and that's what I was thinking once I had my kids. I got to leave something for humankind and do it right, and that's what changed in me. It wasn't just about me now.
Right.
It was about the future of my kids and what I leave them.
And
I would say the same thing. Just being able to provide that they come first before anything.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you have to do for your kids before you can do for yourself.
And did you guys feel dang, I feel pretty vulnerable right now. It's not just me anymore. It's not just you and maybe your significant other. It's no, you have a little one now.
Yeah.
It's
all about
you
them.
have this little thing that you gotta take care of. Not just a thing.
Don't spoil them because it will bite you.
Yeah.
There's a certain.
See, I can speak on that because my little sister. Oh my gosh, they have it. I don't know. I sound like an old head talking like that, but I feel like they have it way easier. It's just they don't. Their parents slack off a little.
The oldest gets it the tougher.
Right.
Yeah.
The
youngest they get it easy. Yeah,
exactly.
But, I think you try not to, as much as I tried in the beginning to not to be it's not that I'm being unfair. It's just I learned different ways.
Uh-huh.
Because they're all pretty good, but I learned different ways, and
they're all different.
They're all different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's another question too. I could ask, like, the personalities. Like, how do you juggle all that, and despite like still trying to be you, if that makes sense, or it's like,
well,
you're trying to lose yourself. Because obviously you guys are still your own
For
people.
me, I only have boys. You have a daughter, right?
I have a daughter. I have two daughters.
It might be kind of different.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think
boys
it's
are kind of easy.
I think it's a learning. I mean, as fathers, I mean, that we learn pretty early. I learned it from my father that it's not about me. Once you have kids, we give up a lot of our time, and we do it willingly because it's what we do. You know, for my daughter, my eldest daughter, she's very athletic, and she was very independent. She's got my character, and I learned that right around her teens.
You weren't liking it though, huh?
I wasn't liking it, and then I realized, oh, she's just like me. I gotta be able to handle that.
And even sometimes, like, they won't admit it. It's like, damn, like my pops.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, for boys, like you said, it's kind of like
easy. You know, you just put them in sports.
Right.
My boys play baseball, so they still do. You know, so it's for me, it was kind of easy with that way.
because you kind of could like group them up in a sense, or it's like, and then obviously like regardless of gender or age, like they're all gonna have each other's backs.
Yeah.
I feel like when it's like the ages are close though, like you definitely that's like,
they're real close.
Like, and sometimes you like gotta correct them sometimes, like, hey, like you better like back up your little bro or your older bro, like you can't just leave them hanging like that. So like,
I talked to them pretty early about that. And you know, it's kind of not too nice way to put it, but I always told them, you know, one day your mom and I are not going to be here,
right?
And all you guys you're just going to have each other.
Yeah.
That's it, because you know I'm not going to be here. Who are you going to call? Only your brother, your sister. Those are the only people you can trust.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's something that my dad like would ask me like since a youngin, like because I remember I didn't like know how to tie my shoes. It wasn't whatever. My dad was like, "What are you gonna do when I'm not here?" Like, you know, and I was like already 5 years old. I'm all like, "Wait, what? Like, what do you mean you're not gonna be here?" Yeah. But like, yeah, something that you just really get asked like since you're a kid. And so, with that being said, like, can you guys share a memorable parenting moment or like an important lesson you've learned as a father?
Oh man, for me, if you don't mind, all three of them were different. I remember when my little boy, he's very reserved, you know, he doesn't hold grudges, but he's very reserved and strict. But when he was little, I think he must have been like 2 or 3. He did something that, you know, he wasn't supposed to do, so I smacked his little butt,
right.
And he started crying and walked off. And then a couple hours later, we were playing, and then he was playing, and then I reached out my arms to hug him, and he looked at me and goes, "You don't get a hug." Yeah.
He's like, "Nah, you ain't acting right.
You didn't get a hug." And then for my oldest, because she was very athletic, she played sports, and you know I got her in soccer, and she really enjoyed it, and she's very studious, so she likes school a lot. So and she was always getting high achievements. And when she started going to high school, she came up to me and she said, "You know what, Dad, there's this little boy I liked, and you know, can we go to the park and do things?" And then I sat her down and I said, "Yeah, not a problem. You can do that, but let me just talk to you a little bit about that. You know, that little boy is going to take your time. Is going to ask you to call him. Is going to ask you to spend time. And you do a lot of soccer and you like school. What time are you going to give up for that little boy?" And she thought about it. She goes, "Nah, never mind."
Yeah. No, and that's a crucial point too, especially when they're younger. Like, what are you talking? You don't know what that is. Like,
yeah. So, and the little one, she, you know, I'm realizing that she's a late bloomer. She's 23, but she likes staying at home. You know, works every so often, stops work, but she comes home and she's sweet with us. She doesn't want to be independent. She just wants to be at home with mom and dad.
Yeah, she's
and I'm
chilling
okay
right
with that.
now.
She's just chilling right now.
That sounds like music to your ears right now.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. You gotta adjust to each one. My boy still lives at home, but he's very independent. Goes to work and he does whatever he needs to do. Goes to school, comes home, eats, sleeps, does whatever he wants. He's very independent.
Yeah.
So,
Dang.
For me, I would say, what was the question?
Like a memorable parenting moment or like a lesson.
For me, just patience. Like, you got to be patient with them, you know, because I was in their life from when they were 0 till they were 3. That's when I got incarcerated. So it was just being patient, you know, because I had 3 babies. My wife would work. I'll work nights. So I was the one taking them to the doctors,
Right.
taking them to their appointments. And even when I got incarcerated, she took them, and they're like, "Who are you?" Like they didn't know her because I was taking them. You know?
Yeah.
So I would just say patience with each of them as they get older.
Is that something that you think you had to like?
Have
like,
within
did you have that
yourself.
before, or like as soon as you had kids, you're like, oh, I
They're
gotta.
my first ones, you know. So it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, it's about them now. So at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as pops, like I'm not a pop myself, and for those that listen, I'm not a father myself, but like my dad, I felt like he had to learn patience, and even sometimes you don't even have patience. Sometimes, like sometimes you, like let's be real, we don't all have the patience, like you know what I'm saying. And so I think it's understandable to be like, oh, like I'm not 100% all the time, but like if you could get like most of the right, you know, most of the time, that's fine. And so I think patience is like something that like father is a new thing when you become a father.
Because you do learn as you go.
Yeah.
It's everybody's first
There ain't
time.
no book they can write and tell you to do it the right way.
Exactly.
Because every kid's different.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
every father's got different situations, and they handle things different. So you just got to learn as you go. There are
You
general
guys put
rules.
that beautifully said. There you go. And what values of life lessons do you guys like hope to pass to your children? Like maybe you can recall like a past experience from your guys' lives,
Well,
and then maybe you see that in your kid, and you're like, no, I gotta like tell them about that.
well, one thing I really want them to learn is work ethic. You know, you got to put in the work. My oldest has got her own business that she's doing excellent, but she's a high achiever. She works a lot. So does my boy. That's one thing, work ethic, and then a family, the value of family. And because, like my oldest, when she was in high school, she said, "Oh, when I go to college, I want to go to New York. I want to do this. I want to do that. Leave you guys." But then when it came time to do it, she just wanted to stay at home. So she went to a community college close by. She wasn't ready to leave.
And it doesn't like the way Tommy said. There's no right way of going about it.
Yeah. So she stayed at home, and that's fine because her family was there to support her. So I want to make sure she understands the value of family.
Okay. And then for Tommy,
I would say that just to let them know that, you know, their good habits early will affect their future pretty much. Just that, you know, just know that their every decision they make, you know, it could.
there's something that comes behind that.
Something that comes behind it, you know.
Yeah.
Like my oldest son too, he has his own business. He does like mobile detailing, and he's learning. But my other ones, they just, you know,
they need a little extra
they
time.
need some, so.
I feel it. And then, like, what advice or wisdom would you like to pass on for future generations? Because, like, from the last question, like the life lessons and stuff like that, like, there's things that you say that you learned from your past that you could give to them. What's the thing that they're going through right now? And then it's like, oh, like I could give you some advice on that. Like I've been there. Like let me help you out. Like is there any? Can you recall like something like that where it's like,
Well,
dad, like I don't know, buying a car and like your dad and they come to you and ask.
I can recall a lot when I would score my kids, you know, and teach them a life lesson. I would make sure that they knew that, you know, I'm the dad, and whatever they're doing right now, I've been through. You know, and I had to make those tough decisions. So that's why I'm talking to them and letting them know.
Like you're not just you're not being mad to be mad.
No,
it's just like
I'm telling you, okay, that decision that you just made led you to this, and let me explain to you why it led to that, because I knew it was going to happen, and I told you, or something like that. But you know, I make sure that they know whatever they think that's new to them.
Yeah, you've been through it.
You've been through it. Yeah, we've been through it. So they should listen to me. That's you know, one key thing I want to make sure they know, that, you know, I've been through a lot.
On the game they try to run, we did it to our parents.
Yeah.
You can tell them there's a brick wall there. They're like, okay, let me see it myself. You know, let me try to run.
Yeah, like I think I was kind of like I'm like 50-50 that way. Like as a son, my brother, man, he's a stubborn guy. Like it's either his way or no way, and he needs to find out himself. And even if it ends up him being hurt, then he'll come back, and then now he wants advice. And it's like, no, bro, like my pops told you a month ago, like don't do this thing. And you know, they really do want to learn. As far as sons, I'm pretty sure daughter as well.
Daughters
are a little more like
daughters no. Well, I've been lucky with my two daughters. They listen to me a little bit more than my son.
Okay, you see, then I think it might be a little.
My son, it's almost a little bit by design, and I wanted him to learn on his own. Yeah, almost by design. I wanted him to get a few bumps, and of course, learn to pick himself up.
Yeah,
that's almost by design. Well, my daughters, I help them up a little bit more. Even to this day, my eldest, I still help her out with some bills and do the grocery shopping.
Right.
When I go there visit her, she lives out of the county. But for my son, almost by design, I left him a little bit more alone, guided him, told him,
of course,
But if he still wanted to run through the brick wall on his own, I let him. I let him. Mm-hmm.
And then, so with that being said, like, how do you guys balance your career and like family life? Who wants to go first for that one?
I would just say by setting priorities and your standards in your life, because everybody's life's different, what they're going through. That's what I would.
Like, do you try to like make time for you guys' kids?
Yeah.
For sure. Well, I mean, that's like an important part. I feel like as a dad, even as a mom, even as a parent, like spending time with the kid is like most crucial.
That's the most.
Because showing up is just enough, because I have, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, good.
Like, I have a niece, and, just to even be there for her graduation, her kindergarten graduation, like, I didn't, as my grown mind, like, we all have stuff going on, but for her, it's like, oh my gosh, like, my deal came, it's a big deal, and so I think showing up is just, like 90% of it all, and obviously, like, I see you guys doing that for your guys' kids, and so that's a very great thing. Yeah. But like
for me, it's I purposely chose work that would give me a lot of free time. So I spent a lot of my jobs when they were younger were in sales, where it was my own time. So I could take time in the middle of the day to go to that parent teacher conference. Sometimes
or an award ceremony.
Yeah, an award ceremony. Sometimes I would work until 8-9 p.m. But I sacrificed that so that I could cut some time out of work. To be wherever they needed. Right. I was the parent teacher, the parent chaperone when they had field trips.
Okay.
So that's by design. I sacrificed getting ahead in my career, but to be honest, when it came to time to choose between work and family, I always pick family.
Yeah. And sometimes, some parents are like not in the position to even like choose sometimes. And obviously like they want to be there, but like I think like something like my dad, he was obviously there. He would show up to my ceremonies and stuff, but like a lot of the time, that just that work ethic, he just wants to be working. And if it's a weekend and he's like supposed to be chilling, no, he's like outside doing something. Yeah. And so like I think it's good to have a good balance.
I can relate to your dad a lot.
Yeah, my dad, he gets like it's like an anxious thing. Like he can't just be sitting there. Like he feels like it's weird.
And another thing that was I was lucky. We didn't even talk about it, but when my wife and I started having kids, she kind of swayed to staying at home and being with the kids, which made me feel more comfortable doing that work and working until 9 because I knew my wife was going to be there.
Right. So my mom and dad were like that too. Yeah. And then, what has been the biggest challenge you faced as a father? Like, and how did you overcome it?
Biggest challenge? You want to go ahead?
For me, I would say my incarceration is being away from my kids. Having to see them grow up through pictures, through visits, through weekends.
Did they ever visit on your birthday or like
almost every weekend?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So it's just for me that's the aspect of it.
Right. That was like the biggest obstacle.
Challenge, and then getting out. Pretty much, even though they was visiting me a lot, just because it's different when you're out here, It's just spending time with each of them. We're all different,
Right. Does it take time for
It does take time.
Because, like I've said, my uncle who was also incarcerated, he had to take time to I guess to reintegrate in society, where it's like I know that in prison, it's very divided and very try to keep to yourself to the most extent. And so when you try to you get out and it's opposite of that, it's kind of hard. You're a little standoffish. You don't really talk that much. But with fam, I know maybe it for sure made it easier, right? Your time
for my family, For my kids, just because I've been out 14 months and then we're barely getting to where it's like,
It's like a normal thing, like day to day.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
I think the time is key. Yeah, for me, the most difficult thing was making sure I get the time. Now, I by design, I got the jobs that I got to spend time with them, but there were some moments where I just couldn't, and you can tell when you miss a parent teacher conference, you miss that little bit of time, and it's just the time. I think that's what they require, is just the time, like just showing up means a lot to them.
Yeah, I'm learning that. I'm not a father, but like I'm learning that with like my young nieces, that like, my time is valued, and obviously it is, but you don't feel it until you see it, and it makes you feel good. And so, like, what traditions or family rituals do you guys cherish and like hope to continue, or is there any like you're hoping to start?
Well,
like, do y'all do Christmas? Do y'all do Thanksgiving a certain way?
Yeah, the holidays especially for my daughter, because my daughter's a foodie. My eldest daughter that lives in San Diego, she's a foodie. She loves cooking, and for Thanksgiving she comes up here and spends a week, and she and my wife, they just spend time in the kitchen just doing a bunch of cooking. Just I don't know. We always have leftovers,
right,
for a week.
How come you never slid through to work with
that? For a week, but that tradition is still going, even though she's been out of the house for almost 5 years. Every Thanksgiving she's over here, and then every Christmas she's over here too. She spends sometimes she brings her boyfriend, sometimes not. But she and the morning of the 25th, it's opening presents. It's a tradition. She waits until that morning. She's always here with the whole family. So that I hope that continues.
Okay, that's fairly new.
If grandkids, if when they come, if and when. Yeah, so I hope that continues.
Yeah, I would say the same thing too. About just holidays in general,
Like, do you spend it at like your guys' crib?
At my sister's house.
Sister's house?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I do something like that. Like, we do Thanksgiving at my grandma's house. No, Thanksgiving at my house, and then Christmas at my grandma's house. Yeah. And it's like, to go there every year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, how do you guys support your children's like dreams and aspirations? Like,
for me, just guidance. I mean, my eldest daughter, she's been a private tutor for years now. She started her own agency, being a private tutor. So I support her. I support her, kind of guide her, because I was in sales and I understand a little bit about being an independent, and so I guide her in that way. And if that's her dream, then I'll just continue supporting her. My boy, he wants to learn about stocks,
right?
So I hope him.
Man,
with
good
that.
luck with that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. He's doing well so far.
Okay,
he's doing well. But I told him, don't put all your money in one basket. Just.
And I bet he tells you scary money don't make money. When it's like, I'm like, we're not get into that. It's too much for that.
Yeah. I tell him, okay, because I know nothing about stocks.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
But all I tell him is, okay, don't put all of it there, just because I'm pretty conservative. So I tell him, okay, he scares me because he tells me I'm going to put this much. And I'm like, wow.
You're like, that's a car payment.
That's a lot.
That's 2 months.
But he's bold. So I just tell him, okay, just be careful.
You gotta play it safe with that.
Yeah. Stuff. So he's at home. So I do tell him that, okay, you can do that now because you're under my roof and I'm going to support you. But just one day I'm not going to be here. So you just if you're going to test the waters, do it now.
Right.
So and the little one, of course, she's at home. I'm cool with that. So
she's chilling
with that. She's chilling.
And Tommy?
I would just say the same thing. Be supportive and let them know that if that fear is not a factor in their life.
Right. Because fear doesn't control.
It doesn't control you. It's a feeling.
Yeah. Because whenever you do something new, like, it's gonna be scary. Like at the first,
you gotta take that step. And
and then you'll find out later if it's not for you. Like, because. I'm like, remember like trying to try different careers. I remember I took like a semester of like film school. I was trying to do the aerospace, like for Northrop. And now I'm trying to get my kinesiology degree. It's like a whole journey, you know what I'm saying? So I think that maybe that's one thing you guys could like always tell your kids is like, it's the journey, not the destination.
Exactly.
Because they're always going to be looking, there's no destination. You feel me? Like this it's gonna be like a checkpoint after the next. So
I change it as you go.
Exactly.
You might fall in love with something else and go this way. You know?
And the only thing, like, people feel like, I feel like people now are like, oh, once you turn 30, like you have it figured out. It's like, no, dude, like what, 30 is a new 20 now or something like that.
Yeah.
And so
that's what I tell my kids too. You know, go out there, go fail a couple times.
Exactly.
Don't worry, I'm here. Go fail 2-3 times. Don't worry, I'm here. You know, but he's learning as he's failing. You know,
and like, with your son's, like, you said he has a washing business.
Yeah,
like,
you know, the mobile detailing.
Yeah, and so with that, like, was he nervous? He was like, "Pops, like, I don't know if I want to do it." Like, is there people?
Because him and his friends started because first they used to do the addresses, you know, on the
the numbers.
Yeah, they used to do that, and then they start to that. So he was like, you know, from that to that is a big step,
right?
So
because he was like, "That's people's cars,"
you know, and then now he's going to something bigger. So he's like, "Man, just do it right," you know, like you got it.
That's great advice. Like, that's like not overthinking it. Like, just do it.
Just do it, you know?
See if you rock with it, you rock with it. If people like your stuff, then you know you're doing something good.
And he's always got you. You fail.
Always crutch.
You fail, you're not washing my car.
And so, and then final question for you guys: what do you hope your children will remember most about you? It's a big one, but that's like the last send off question.
Man, jeez. What I hope they remember about me is the time I took. It's very important. It was for me, spending the time with them and just watching them as they learn and kind of molding them and growing. I hope that they when they have kids of their own, they do it the same way, because, you know, I'm not going to be here forever, and they need to understand that they're not going to be there forever for their kids. One day they'll be gone. So you have to mold them and watch them grow. It's like a plant. Water them and just watch them grow.
Yeah, I would say, for me, I would say pretty much the same thing. Just trying to remember most about you. That no matter what, that I was there, even though when I wasn't. You know,
right? And like, maybe to even put on top of that, like, don't let your past like define the future. Yeah. And like, everybody can be redeemed. It's like a redemption. Like,
everybody stumbles.
Yeah, and then like, you're there to tell them, like, to lead them right from wrong, because like you said, we talk about this whole podcast that you guys have been there for their whole lives, you know, and then I've been there, learn from me. You don't got to go that route. I know what's best for you, and you know, despite my past, it don't define me. It don't define nobody. And so, with that, just gonna do that quick outro. Naomi, what time are we at?
Right now we're at 27 minutes.
Oh, we just cut it in the 30. That's perfect. All right, so just quick little outro. I thank you guys for coming through to the Off the Record podcast. Again, we have Raul, Tommy, and Naomi on the boards back here. Christian listening in. And so thank you guys. Hope we continue into the next episode.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day.